Today is Friday, the 24th of October. I even have a little proof. I want to document everything. We're doing a little video journal. I know what you think. You look at me with my trainer shirt and I have been bulking up lately, and you think, who's that muscular hunk? At least I hope that's what you think. And the truth is, I'm proper fat. I'm a chap. What? I want to show you a little bit what it takes to get ripped, basically. Now, I'm not a traditional trainer. I don't support crunches. I would say to a lot of the things that regards nutrition and calories that they're a waste of time. So I'm going to do it without a single calorie counting. I'm going to do it with pure functional training. And I'm going to document everything I do for your benefit, so you could see that there's another way to do it, a better way, and B, if you are brave enough, you could replicate what I do and get the same results for yourself. Okay, so that's the deal. In a few weeks' time, we'll see where that goes. Hello guys, today's Friday, the 28th of November, exactly 5 weeks. Here's another little video proof. It's been great, and here's what happened. Right, as you can see, a little bit less chubby. Now, it was hard work. It was hard work, but it was loads of fun. And I feel loads better. I was feeling a bit sluggish before. And I'm sure you're all wondering, what's the secret formula? How did I do it in 5 weeks rather than 3 months or 6 months? And there is a formula. And in other words, what the fuck have I been doing for the last 5 weeks?
Well, I didn't use the leg press machine, the lat pull down, or any other machine. I didn't do a single crunch or up curl, and didn't spend much time on treadmill, the friendly treadmill. I also didn't do chest and triceps or back and biceps, and I didn't starve myself, worry about metabolism, reducing fat, and definitely didn't worry about calories. When it comes to weight loss, we see a few trends. You've got those who follow strict diets and those who do a lot of aerobic work, like running or cycling. You've got those who do a bit of everything, bit of weights, bit of cardio, and a bit of healthy eating. And then you've got those who train heavy, run sprints, and eat clean, high-protein diets. At the extreme, we've got people who train seriously hard, 5 to 6 days a week, with heavy weights, strict diets, and often with the help of the industry's best personal trainers. These are also the sort of people you see under explosive titles like a 12 weeks transformation. And to be fair, it is amazing. I mean, to change your body like that in 3 months, imagine, it's crazy. So, does that look familiar? Have you ever tried to lose weight by doing a lot of exercise and dieting hard? And is it all really about eating less and training harder? Pay close attention, especially if you're a personal trainer, because what I'm about to teach you next is worth you a lot of money and is going to change your training philosophy for good.
Calories. Forget about calories. Let's talk about the biological sequence. So you know all that fat you're trying to burn? Well, you can't just burn fat. You have to break it down first.
Whether you're in breaking mode or burning mode depends on the activity of muscle fibers called fast twitch and slow twitch, found all over your body. Breaking fat happens primarily when you engage fast twitch fibers through high tension and explosive tension. In turn, and assuming your insulin is low, you get adrenaline and HGH. Both breaks fat, and the latter one targets specifically belly fat. Whenever you break fat, you get broken fat, or 3 smaller chunks of fat floating happily in your bloodstream. At that point, we can start talking about fat burning. Burning those chunks of fat happens when we engage slow twitch muscle fibers, and the process actually happens inside them. For them, the broken fat is simply fuel to oxidize and burn. Muscle fibers also have another type of fuel to give them energy. This fuel is essentially sugar or glucose, which binds a lot of water, and we call it glycogen. When in burning mode, if you have more broken fat than glycogen, you will burn fat. If you have more glycogen than broken fat, then you will burn glycogen and water. If you are low on both fuels, you'll get tired, get lactic acid, and probably start burning muscle tissue. Let's have another look. The first group is working in burning mode, and the diets help with lowering glycogen. The problem is that they never really hit the right buttons to break fat, so they burn, but what exactly? You can't just burn fat if you haven't broken it first. So they burn glycogen, water, muscle tissue, and very little fat. We're talking 5 to 10% efficiency here, and there is more bad news. This type of training releases a mass of free radicals and cortisol. There's a lot of evidence from the last few years that clearly shows that people who run or cycle too much looks really old. The second group does better, but nothing is optimized in any way. They sometimes see a bit of progress and often work pretty hard with little results. The last group does only a bit better. The difference is that they do quite a lot more of it. So if the previous group works at 20% efficiency, these guys might work at 30%, and the extreme might work at 40%. Obviously much better, and still incredible when you realize that 40% efficiency leaves you with 60% inefficiency.
As you can see, what most of us are doing is hit and miss. We train really hard, and we often mean really well, but we push all the buttons in the wrong order, sort of thing. All we really need to do is we need to make sure our glycogen is low. We need to prime ourselves for weight loss by making sure our insulin is low. Then we need to go ahead and we need to hit the fast twitch fibers hard to break fat, and a lot of it. Once we have a lot of broken fat, guess what? We can burn it, and we can burn it more efficiently if we oxidize it better by increasing our breathing mechanics, oxygen. And if we don't just think about the heart, think about cardiac muscle. It's just one muscle. We have 640. We can target them through movement patterns. Do you think that's going to help you lose a bit more weight? Yes.
Take my case. When I was training, I planned it so I break fat before I burned it. And also, I trained movement patterns and got all 640 muscles.
Look, I know how frustrating belly fat can be. I really do. Not only it's a serious health concern, but also it's ugly and it's jiggly. And it makes you feel self-conscious about everything you do. Even if it's not about the belly, it becomes about the belly, and it's a problem. And there's nothing worse than having something that makes you feel miserable, doing whatever in your power to get rid of it, failing, and then having everyone around you just going about, oh, it's all about the calories, or you should train harder and eat less. It's just willpower. It's not.
Look at that magnificent wobbly creature. I transformed my body in 5 weeks, not 3 months, not a year, and I did it to prove that you can too, and I'll help you accomplish that. I created a program to lead you through the whole process step by step. It covers everything from nutrition to exercise, all designed to break and burn fat in the most efficient way possible. For fitness professionals, I'm also including advanced strategies. Anything from water manipulation, GLUT4, preventing fat storage when going out, and all the way to taking an actor or a model and preparing them for a photo shoot. This is killer information to take your career to the next level. For those of you who just want to look good and feel great, the program is complete with videos to make sure you always know what you're doing. As my background is in functional strength and movement, we work the body efficiently and we improve posture and mobility. In fact, working through these systems burns up to 4 times more fat. Those of you who've never been to a gym before are fully covered and can get great results. Those with a bit more experience are not at mercy. I've got you fully covered.
Let me ask you a question. Think back to the beginning of the video, and we've covered a lot of ground. Do you think you learned anything new today? How many people in your life have a belly problem? And how many of them can really benefit from this information? Do them a favor, put it on Facebook. Here's how you get the program. Go to my website, movementfirst.co.uk/5 weeks. Just under the video, you will see the program. A lot of effort has gone into it to make sure it's fun and functional and simple, and most of all, very effective. So take 2 minutes and go get it now, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.